Valentine, it's a giant dog bone.
Give her a second. Calm down. Okay.
Stormtroopers, huh? That is some amazing stuff. Let's also have a round of applause for all those folks back there doing a great job. Well, are we having a fun time?
Yeah.
Star Wars Weekends, we've ridden Star Tours, yes? All right, very good. Now, you know, I've got to ask you, because the thing is I am, of course, a voice actor, so I generally am not in front of the camera. I'm in a little room kind of talking to myself, and if you come to my show at 6, you'll kind of learn more about that. But I have to ask you, because when people meet me, they go, oh, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, can't wait to meet Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then they see me here, and it's, oh, and then I have to do the voice. So here's the question. Do you like James' voice, or would you prefer me to talk in this voice all the time? Is this better? Yes, it seems to be the one that's more popular. Or I could do the mini-wheat. How about that? That's the one everybody loves, is the mini-wheat. Well, what an honor for me to be the host here at Star Wars Weekends this year, and I have just had a wonderful time, and I can't thank all of you enough. And we have some amazing guests. We have, of course, Bruce Spence, who plays Tian Mei-dun in Episode 3 of Star Wars, yes? And we have Anthony Daniels, who plays C-3PO. So let's get right to it, okay? Let's bring them out. All right. Now, our first guest has starred in action films, blockbusters, sci-fis, even one of the most popular Disney Pixar films ever. But all of you Star Wars fans know him as the mysterious Tian Mei-dun in Revenge of the Sith. Let's take a look at these screens here, huh? So good to see you. It has been so fun getting to know you here, sir.
Oh, thank you.
And what a good time we've had at Star Wars Weekends. This is your first Star Wars Weekends, yes?
That's correct, yeah.
And
I'm absolutely blown away by this.
Are you? We like it too, right? Yeah? Well, it's really an honor to have you here, yeah.
Thank you. My home is in Australia, Sydney. And I've come a long way, but I never anticipated this in Orlando. Orlando is just so unique.
Yeah, and I don't have any dramatic music or anything, but you know, I guess it can help. But okay, let me try my Keanu entrance.
Australian accent, I think.
Well,
wait.
Yeah, I'd like to fully get on this train, though.
Hey! Crikey! I know you.
I do some movies and stuff. Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to wait right here until Mickey Mouse says something.
Well, one way or another, I need to fully get on that train, totally, dude.
Starting the flaming crows, mate. You're not getting on that train. You don't get it. No. I built this place.
Wow.
Down here, I make the rules.
Right.
But down here, what? Oh, sorry, Mickey. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. The Matrix ride hasn't been made yet, mate. Sorry.
Right.
I just can't get
The
on.
mouse makes the rules, dude.
Just excuse me. Look over there.
What? Okay, yeah, I don't know. I didn't practice that part. But Bruce Spence, ladies and gentlemen, the train man. Welcome, Anthony Daniels.
You know, it was fascinating listening out back there, you know, waiting to come on. Ewan McGregor, absolutely stunning, isn't he?
Lovely.
Really, really nice. And I'm reminded that every time we made a Star Wars movie, and we seem to make an awful lot of them, I would always make my first entrance onto the set dress as 3PO to get, you know, that sort of impact. And always George said, now Star Wars has arrived. But then, in the prequels, I'm there one day, and Sam Jackson and Ewan McGregor are just going, I can't believe I'm in a scene with 3PO. And I'm in there going, I can't believe I'm in a scene with Sam Jackson and Ewan McGregor. It's just like amazing. So it was total mutual admiration. And then Ewan was outrageous because, you know, he's a very serious and wonderful actor. And all this green screen stuff, sort of and blue screen, kind of got to him a bit. And there was one scene where I was flying a spacecraft, don't ask me what it was, with Ewan, and George said, Ewan, you know, you sit there and we'll use Anthony's shot from yesterday, because I was flying a scene with Padme Amidala the day before, you know, one day, Padme, all that kind of thing. And George said we would take that shot and put Anthony in the seat, you know, on blue screen. And Ewan goes, well, Anthony's right here, why don't we just do the scene for real? Okay. So he was a great sort of buddy on that.
Yeah.
Except one day, you know, I had this beautiful dressing room on the ground floor in Australia at Fox Studios. And it was terrific. And through the sort of windows, I could, if the curtains were open, I could see through into the park. And suddenly, it all went black and dark. And when I walked outside, Ewan had parked his mobile trailer home right outside there, blocking my view. But I forgave him.
So now, speaking of space travel and all, too, C-3PO has had quite a bit lately here with Star Tours, hasn't he?
He's getting to like space travel a bit, you know.
Much like Obi-Wan Kenobi, though, he doesn't fancy it usually, no? No, but Star Tours...
They both are very classy people, do you realise this?
What's that?
Obi-Wan Kenobi and C-3PO have class.
Yeah,
don't you agree?
Yeah.
As working with both those other Obi-Wans that I cherish, could you give me some pointers? Because you do quite the Alec Guinness. Could I?
Well, one day I was walking again in Australia, and I was in a long brown robe like a Jedi, and when somebody came up and they said, "Are you Sir Alec Guinness?" And now, Alec had been dead for about 10 years, and I was thinking this is a little scary. But when there was a bunch of people who were playing Jedis, and they were playing football, and they got really excited as they came by, because they thought I was a real Jedi, and when they found out I was 3PO, they just went back to playing football straight away. It's like a real put-down. But you see, I am now probably older than Alec was when he played the original. And it's just a kind of, he always had this strange lilt in his voice, which was a slightly strange, oh, and there's a wonderful scene. Yes, this was your father's lightsaber. You'd wanted to have it. It was good. That scene that you're seeing there was terrible for me because I had to keep, excuse me, sir, I'll just close down for a while. And
That was you, right? You were just the whole time. They didn't.
I was just there, and I was sitting, trying not to breathe. And it was really difficult. And if you look very carefully, suddenly 3 goes. And what you don't realise is, of course, I'm walking around in a whole costume like this, which is very, very solid. But to do a scene like that, I would sit down just with the top on, and they would position very, very cheap copy plastic of the costume there, purely for the direction of the camera. So it looked great from here, but if you came around the side, you see nothing but duct tape and rubbish. And when I got up, it would all just drop away. There's bits of me still floating around the deserts of Tatooine, so if you want to go there and find them.
Shall we? Yes? Would you be so kind? Do I have to?
Yes!
Do I really have to?
Yes!
Who said no? Fantastic. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Cheated.
Very nice. Playing very well. That's good. Yes. So
I hear you so much better with these on.
well, I